Project Reality is a mod for Battlefield 2 that implements a myriad of features, all working towards a common goal of realism. The mod greatly changes how gameplay works, and if you're planning on playing PR, there are a couple of basic concepts and rules you need to have a working knowledge of before you play. Note, this is just a basic guide to get your feet through the door and on your way, and later I'll cover some ways you can get more advanced. First, let's talk about the game modes. There are two main game modes that you need to know about in PR. The first is AAS, and the second is Insurgency. AAS, or Assault and Secure, is a game mode that pits two conventional armies against each other in a battle for control points. This works somewhat similar to vanilla Battlefield, but with some key differences. In AAS, flags can only be captured in order. For instance, in this example, which is Mucho City, the MEC or mech need to secure South City, then East City Center, West City Center, North City, and then finally docks. There is a cap zone that is a set perimeter around the objective. A simple way to check if you are in the cap zone is to press your default caps lock key to bring up your map screen. Check the upper right hand corner, there's a flag and two bars. You can check the objective's current influence and see in real time which way it's going. If the flag icon isn't there, you are not in the cap zone. In AAS, the game is determined by a ticket system, again similar to vanilla Battlefield, but with some differences. Each time a player is killed, that is a ticket lost. If a player is revived by a medic, the ticket is not lost, and the opposing player is not rewarded a kill. Not everything is weighed equally though. If a Huey is shot down, this is more tickets lost than if a Marine is shot down, driving home the point that you need to know how to operate whatever machinery you are currently using. Otherwise, the map will end quickly. Similar to Battlefield, there is a ticket bleed as well. The more secure objectives a team has, the more bleed occurs to the opposite team. The round ends when a team's tickets reaches 0. The second main game mode of PR is Insurgency. This game mode revolves around a conventional military force pitted against an insurgency. In this game mode there are no cap zones, instead there are weapon caches. The location of those caches is not immediately apparent to the conventional army, and some work is needed to be done in order for them to be revealed. In Insurgency, there is a ticket system, but it works a little differently. For the conventional army, the ticket system is the same as AAS. Deaths and equipment loss equal losses in tickets. For insurgents though, the tickets are in intervals of 10, as each cache equals 10 points. For example, if there are 8 total caches on the map, an insurgent will see 80 tickets. Deaths and equipment losses will not count against your ticket count, but will eventually reveal your weapon caches to the conventional army as intel. If you are an insurgent, on the map you will see 2 purple shields. These are your 2 spawned weapons locations. The conventional army cannot see the location of those purple shields. If the conventional army gets enough intel, or one or both is revealed, the purple shield will change to a blue diamond. To reiterate, if you see a blue diamond, the enemy sees it as well. For the conventional army, the map will be blank until you gather enough intel. When a weapon cache is revealed, you will see a red diamond appear. Weapon caches spawn randomly and can be outside, inside, or really anywhere. You will have to search the area thoroughly, all while being in hostile territory. Weapons caches are destroyed by C4 from either the Demolitions or Breacher class. Okay, now that we've covered game modes, let's talk about the game proper. When you enter the game, you'll see a slot selection screen similar to Battlefield. Once you create your squad, any kit that is not Rifleman will require a set number of members in the squad in order to select it. That said, what you see at this screen are not the only kits available in the game. In order to choose other kits, you have to approach a supply crate or APC, press default T, and choose your kit. It will drop at your feet, and pressing default G will pick it up. A very important note, do not create a squad before the timer hits 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's a Battlefield 2 bug that will lock the ability to create more squads. Take the time you have in between to figure out who is taking what. That way, once the game starts, you are off running. Kits are a fundamental aspect of PR, and there are a couple rules and standards that you should be aware of. In public servers, name squads are law. If there's already a tank squad, you can either join it or do something else. They have control of the tanks, and you'll be searching for another server if you grab one while in another squad. The main reason for this is that kits are limited, cost many tickets if lost, and those who make a squad named for it usually know what they're doing. I cannot stress this point enough. If you do not know how to use something in PR, 9 times out of 10, do not use it. You will either lose a ton of tickets or lose a ton of resources. If you want to learn how something works firsthand, create your own server and spend as much time as you like messing with different things. Let's talk about your typical infantry squad. An infantry squad should always contain an officer, medic, and automatic rifleman or AR. You can have different variations past that, but at its core, these 3 slots should always be in a squad. Have those covered before you even spawn at the start and go from there. Depending on the map, Rifleman Specialist, also now known as Breacher, is an important role to have as well. If the map is urban, Specialists or Breachers are invaluable with their grappling hooks. These work the same as vanilla Battlefield 2 Special Forces, helping you get over walls, up on roofs, and other helpful things in a pinch. If you plan on being out in the field for long periods of time in heavy contact, regular riflemen are very important with their ammo bags, as AT assets and ARs tend to run out of ammo quicker than those other kits. Past that, there are kits available at the supply crates that offer modular options to your infantry squad. You'll see other specialty infantry squads on the battlefield as well. Some key terms to remember in terms of squads and kits. HAT is Heavy Anti-Tank. This is the biggest infantry-based AT in the game and can take down any armor, usually in one hit. HAT teams are usually small in number and in their own squads. LAT is Light Anti-Tank. This is usually found in a regular infantry squad used to boost their survivability. It won't take out heavy or medium armor, but if it scores a hit, it will make them think twice about going up against that squad. Trans is a transport squad. Usually when a squad is named this, it's in relation to helicopters. Logi is logistics. Logistics is very important in PR, and this squad is dedicated solely to its purpose. AA is usually a specific squad if found on the map. This doesn't refer to the infantry-based AA available, but to the mobile AA vehicle located on the map. Now you have your kit, squad, and ready to go, but there's only one spawn location. Unlike Battlefield, when you take a point, you do not gain the ability to spawn there. This is where logistics shines and cements itself as an important factor in PR. In order to get to other spawn points, forward operating bases, or FOBs, have to be built. A FOB can be built anywhere as long as there are 2 supply crates in the area you want to build. An officer can put down the framework for one, and anybody with a shovel can start digging. Once the FOB is complete, after a short period of time, anyone on the team can now spawn there. The FOB will appear on the map as a green triangle and a spawn location. If the enemy team is near the FOB and outnumber the amount of friendlies in the area, you can no longer spawn there. And rest assured, a FOB can be destroyed by heavy explosives or C4. In the same vein, officers also put the frames down for other structures like bunkers, foxholes, stationary assets, etc. when there are supply crates around. Supply crates can be dropped from Logi trucks and transport helicopters. The difference between holding a position and losing it can be from supplies and assets built from crates. Always make sure your team has a good infrastructure and logistics team. A quick note about respawns. If there are 2 or more squad members around your squad's officer, he can place a rally point that you can spawn on. He cannot place it if an enemy is nearby. Once used, it takes some time for the officer to get the ability again. There are a ton of nuances and details in PR that are way too numerous to get into detail in this video, but you're in luck. The mod comes with a manual that goes into detail all aspects of the mod. If you're like me, it's rough to read through text like that, which is why I made this video, but it's invaluable for the smaller detailed stuff. I recommend playing some PR as a basic rifleman, getting a grasp on some things you want to learn about, and then referencing the manual later. Good luck out there.